All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Drive Makes Game. All right, let's get it started off. I'm gonna do my Forrest Whitaker impression. Here we go. This is from Street Kings. This is Forrest Whitaker, Street Kings, Keanu Reeves. All right, the eye, please. Tear it down. These secrets, they're tearing us apart. They're tearing us apart, Tom. Oh man. Frick Santos, frick the mill, frick them all. Yo, shout out Forrest Whitaker, man. He's got a slightly lazy eye. As you guys can see, my eye's getting a little bit better from my vitrectomy. I can see out of it, but I can't exactly read out of it yet. So it looks a lot better on the outside, but visually I still have distorted vision and I can't read yet. So if I wanted to come back and drive a semi truck in the United States, I believe you have to be at least 20/20 or is it 20/10 vision in both eyes to pass the DOT physical. I'm not there yet. The doctor did say I should make a full recovery, but I can see about this far in front of my face clearly with corrective lenses, like no joke. Like if I go this far, I can't see. I can't read anything. So it is what it is. Anyway, on with the video. Today's video is about what did I write down? Texas exits? Oh yeah, Texas exits. There's something else that I was supposed to. What else was I supposed to say? Hold on. What else did I say? Yeah, Texas exits. Oh, right. Adaptive cruise control. The newer truck drivers know what I'm talking about. I mean, even the older truck drivers, you've probably been in a truck with adaptive cruise control, right? You know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm saying. All right, on with the video. Anyway, you guys can see where this is from my Garmin timestamp, okay? And the funny thing is, this video is titled Texas Exits. Now, let me explain to you guys. Hold on. I got to explain it to you. Okay, my first year of truck driving, someone explained to me what a Texas exit is. I don't even know. Is this on Google? Hold on, let me Google this. Is this an actual term? So someone explained to me. Can you guys see that? I hope you can't see that. I don't know. I don't think you can. Let me Google it first. Texas exits. Okay? It's an actual term? Like street slang? My first year of driving, my instructor, his name was Mark. I did 2 weeks on the road. Oh, it actually is. Yeah. There actually is like a Google term for this. Okay, let me read you the Google term. This is what Google says a Texas exit is, okay? In Texas street slang, a Texas exit refers to a highway egress. Wow, egress. Throw that in your vocabulary. And sometimes ingress, where drivers cross the unpaved grassy area next to the roadway's outside shoulder to access a frontage road or highway without using an official off-ramp or on-ramp. Yeah, that's probably a good definition of what a Texas exit is. And if you've been to Texas, you know there's plenty of them. You just see guys diving off in pickup trucks and sometimes in cars. There's like a little dirt patch that just cuts across to the service road. You definitely see that. But in my definition, the way it was explained to me when I was driving is when someone, you're in Texas, okay, I guess, it's kind of funny, it's Texas, I don't know why they picked Texas. However, the video that I shot today, if you look at the coordinates, that is actually Texas, where this happens at. But the way it was explained to me is that it's when someone is in the left lane on a 3 or 4 lane highway and at the last second dives across all of the lanes to catch the exit at the last second. That's a Texas exit, as was explained to me. But hey, I digress. Or do I ingress or degress? I'm going to use ingress in a sentence this week. All right. Anyway, this is us. We're at K&B Blue Hood. Okay, this is K&B Transportation. This is May of 2023. All right. So this is actually Texas. I believe this is Denton. So I want to show you guys something. So when I used to run at K&B, K&B doesn't have cruise control. So basically what happens is, I'm going to pause it. I'm sorry. I want to tell you this first so you guys can see the story. You guys can see how fast I'm going there at the far right of the Garmin timestamp. I'm doing 66 miles an hour. When I ran at K&B Transportation, you can't run cruise control. This is a Freightliner Cascadia. You can't run cruise control when the headlights are on. And it's their company. They have their own specific reasons of doing it. A lot of us didn't like it. I never had a problem with it at night, but I think for insurance claims reasons, I'm not going to go into it. This is the way they chose to operate their truck. So I want you guys to watch this speed as this event comes up here, because as truck drivers, with time, you develop an innate ability to predict what is going to happen. Okay, let me shut up and play the video. That's what you guys want to see, right? You want to see the video. So I'm in Denton, Texas, or around Denton, Texas. You guys can see I'm doing about 65 miles an hour. Okay, now what happens is, as you drive over time, you actually do like anticipate stuff. It just becomes like an innate sixth sense. Like you can anticipate by the way a car is moving or what's happening, what exactly someone is going to do. Okay, and based on that innate sense, you actually start to prepare for things before they actually happen. You know, some people are like, oh, you know, are you saying like you're psychic? I don't want to say I'm psychic. What I'm saying is that it's the same as watching like a bunch of game film. Now you just saw this guy dive right across in front of me. That's my definition of a Texas exit. To catch that exit. Now, I'll be honest with you. That actually wasn't that bad. Like he didn't like dive right in front of me, but I'll explain why it is bad in a second for us truck drivers who drive Freightliners or Peterbilts or KWs. I've driven mostly Freightliners with the adaptive cruise control though. So you know what I'm about to say when that happens. You know what's going to happen, right? For those of you guys who drive that truck, and I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it. I will explain it to those of you who do not drive semi trucks. Okay, so my man right here, and it looks like in the Chevy Malibu or Cruise there. Hey man, quick little Texas exit, had to jump off right there. Now, come back and watch my speed. If you guys come back here, you can see I'm doing 65. I'm going to play it again. And watch my speed start to drop. It's because I'm watching, over here in my mirror. And I see this guy pop out and start to run up alongside me fast. And I already know, because there's an exit coming up, like your sixth sense kicks in and says, this guy's going to dive in front of me. If you've been driving long enough, you know what I'm talking about. Like you can just like kind of sense it. And I backed off the accelerator because I thought that's what was going to happen. And sure enough, boom, the guy took the exit. Now, that comes with time and experience. And for those of you who think, no, that's not true, that's not crazy, you're crazy, ask someone who's been driving more than 10 years. It's absolutely true. You can literally start to like predict things that'll happen. It's almost like watching game film because you drive so much, you can actually predict things that'll happen. Now that we saw the part about my man jumping off real quick, and this one wasn't that bad. I've seen in my career, I probably have more videos, and I know for the truck drivers out there, even people who drive cars and motorcycles, I know people have been cut off way harder than that. That one wasn't that bad, but that extra space was there because I backed off the accelerator because I'm only doing 61 at this point. So my assumption was correct. I didn't hit the brakes. I just got off the accelerator a little bit. And sure enough, the guy jumped off. And that's what I thought he was going to do. Now, if I was in a truck that does have adaptive cruise control, that works all the time. Here at K&B, the cruise control didn't work when you had the headlights on. But if it did, which it normally does, that's how it comes from the factory. Truck drivers, what's the problem here? You already know what's the problem. At this point right here, as this white car is moving in front, the truck has a sensor right above the license plate, okay? And there's like a camera type of apparatus in the window here, okay? And it senses a metallic object moving in front of me. And what happens is the computer gets triggered, and what the computer wants to do is slam the brakes real quick. Right, truck drivers? It wants to slam the brakes real quick on you without your consent, okay? This is where we're talking about driver assisted, okay? So something like this is more than likely to trigger an event where the truck's computer would take over and slap on the brakes really hard for, like a quick second and a half. Am I right, truck drivers? Come on, you guys know, for all of those who've driven adaptive cruise control trucks, it's not just Freightliner. A lot of these trucks have similar systems. But when I was in the Cascadia, what it does is it usually, in an instance like this, the computer has now realized that the car is in front of me, and it will get on the brakes real hard. And it can be startling if you don't have experience. It can be really startling. The problem is, this is my opinion, and I don't design these trucks. I got used to it over time, and I'm sure everyone deals with it their own way. The problem is, if I was in bad weather right here, you can lose control of the truck. You can really lose control, and the truck could crash, which is bad. This is why a lot of people don't like adaptive cruise control. But with time, I actually enjoy it. It's actually saved me a couple of times. Maybe I'll tell you that story at the end of the video, but At this point, when the car is cutting in, right here at this point, if I was in a truck that had adaptive cruise control that worked all the time, and I've had, oops, sorry guys, hold on. I want to just move this a little bit. I'm sorry, so I don't have to look down all the time with my eye. I've had vehicles where the adaptive cruise control works all the time. And at this moment, and other truck drivers can attest to this, if you have experience, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm hitting the accelerator. And you're probably like, what? Why would you accelerate as someone is diving down in front of you? And I'm going to explain why right now. Because I was anticipating this individual to dive down in front of me. Okay, let's move him up there a little bit. No, that's good right there. Because I was anticipating this to happen, he's coming up alongside of me, that he'll dive down in front of me. I already knew that it might happen. So your brain automatically knows, it's from repetition, from having that jolt of the truck braking really hard, you know, on its own volition without really asking you, because the driver assist capabilities of these newer trucks can override and take control momentarily. So because I know that the truck's probably going to do that, I would step on the accelerator because it would cancel out the computer input to hit the brakes and say, oh, the driver is in control. Now, I don't mean like mash on the gas. I mean, I would just tap the accelerator, just tap it so that the truck doesn't brake. Now, that sounds crazy, but it's actually the way that you cancel this out from happening. Now, the truck isn't wrong, okay? The truck is trying to prevent the driver, which would be me in this situation, from having a rear end accident, which could be deadly. It could cost me my license. And if the truck, for example, let's say a rear end accident did occur. If it happens at 50 miles an hour, it's going to be pretty devastating. If it happens at 30 miles an hour, it's going to be devastating too, but you might save the life of an individual in a smaller vehicle. So I think that was the idea behind this system that's been programmed into the truck. But it can be really like bad on your heart as a truck driver. It can be very, very stressful when someone does something like this because you know that system's going to kick in. And if you're in a bad, icy or rainy condition with an empty or an empty set, come on, all you LTL truck drivers, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, swinging that set. You know what I'm talking about, running late night. You know, UPS, SDs, all you guys out there, right? FedEx, yep. If this happens empty, and you got an empty set, and it's a little bit icy or snowy out there, you off in the grass, man. You're gonna crash. And this is something that a lot of us deal with, and I know I've dealt with over the years too, as being a truck driver. The newer systems help tremendously, but some people do drive however they want to drive. And the maneuver that this individual made was actually like a smooth mover. It wasn't like a harsh, violent move across. And he even waited to brake until he was further down the ramp. Truck drivers will tell you when someone brakes in front of you, the truck's definitely going to get on the brakes. And that can really cause like a nasty jolt. And it can shake the freight and you can lose control of the truck. And it can really give you like a shock of adrenaline too. But in this particular instance, that one wasn't that bad. But I mean, I have other versions of Texas Exits. Now, I will tell you the story. I'm just going to tell you this last story of where adaptive cruise control did save my life. I was working for a company out of, not Richmond, Virginia. They're a little bit further south. Oh my God, why can't I think of the name right now? Are you serious? I can't think of the name of the town. It's just south of Richmond, Virginia. I can't think of the name of the town right now. I don't know why. And I'm not going to say the name of the company. They went out of business. But I was driving a Freightliner, and I was down in Florida. We used to run plumbing supplies from the Richmond area down to Florida and back. Beautiful run. Up and down 95, very flat too. Great run. I missed that job. It was pallet jack unload too. You had to climb in the trailer, pallet jack unload. But at that particular job, one morning on a two-lane road just like this, but a surface street, we were coming down the road, and I was here in the left lane. And there was a school bus here in the right lane, okay? And there was a car in front of me. And the school bus started to flash yellow. And the car in front of me had already gotten its nose in front of the school bus. So it's passing alongside, right? And I'm behind that car. Now, this is on a surface street, speed limit 35 miles an hour. So I'm not flying along, and I'm not tailgating this guy, okay? So the car had already passed. Like, if these are the two noses, here's the school bus, here's the car. The car was like here, and the school bus turned on its flashing yellow, letting you know, hey, it's going to go flashing red, I'm going to stop. So the car decides, as the school bus is, he's already semi past it, I'm going to come to a dead stop. And I was not expecting that at all. And do you know what happened? The truck sensed. So here's my truck, this is my truck, and here's the car. And I guess we're moving like this, right? And it sensed that the car was slowing down, and the truck got on the brakes. Hard, too. It got on the brakes extremely hard. And it brought the truck damn near to a complete stop before I was able to react and get on the brakes. And sure enough, came to a complete stop, and I did not hit the back of that car. But it had completely shocked me because in my experience of driving, you wouldn't expect a car that is already in front of a school bus to say, oh, I'm going to stop too. And it totally caught me off guard. And the truck caught it probably a half a second or a second before I realized what was going on, that this car was coming to a complete stop. And it probably saved my license in that particular instance. But anyway, I probably rambled for way too long. I don't even know how long this video is, okay? I got my, this is my coffee and soda here, all right? Cola Real. It gives me a little pep there. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Tastes horrible, but I have instant coffee here. So I don't like to use propane. Propane is very popular in the Dominican Republic. So I pour instant coffee inside of a little bit of soda to get that little sugary taste. But I mean, I like instant coffee, and it's cheap here too. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you guys as always. For those of you who have made it this far, I'm just going to give you a little update. So I told you about my eye. Things have been a little rough for me right now, I'm not going to lie. But we're keeping the faith, and we're going to keep working. I'm going to keep making the videos. I'm going to keep making them better. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys a lot of these videos that I have that I shot before I had this retinal detachment. I went to a lot of places. I have a lot of good footage and a lot of good video. I'm still kind of debating whether or not I want to put it all on one channel or not. I don't know. And I have a lot of good footage that I shot riding around on my Pasola, my motorbike, which is the same way. I'm trying to figure out what I should do. And the only reason I say that is I may need to rely on trying to make the best videos I possibly can for the next few months, because until my eye is good enough to pass a DOT physical, I can't drive. Okay? It's just something that, it's a safety precaution in the United States. You have to pass a DOT physical. You have to be able to see well out of both eyes in case you have to read something or make a maneuver where you see a vehicle or something like that, okay? So I'm a little concerned about that. Obviously, in April, I plan to look for other jobs, other types of employment, of course. Right now, staying down here is the best option for me because it's a lot cheaper down here. I do have a place down here, and I do have a place in the United States. So that is the plan for right now. But I will say this. I went mountain bike riding this morning. And if you guys are still watching, I do appreciate it. I appreciate you true fans who have been with me since the beginning, okay? I went mountain biking this morning, and I basically didn't use my left eye. I kind of closed it. And I was able to see and mountain bike just fine. Not with extreme detail, but enough, I could see color and detail enough. Not to read, but to ride around. And I was pretty happy with that because the eye does seem to be getting better and better with time. But on my ride this morning, I saw an individual with the stick. He was walking out, and he had someone guiding him too who was blind. This person was blind. And in that moment I realized, I said, wow, God gives us all our own personal challenges in life. And in my life, God limited my vision somewhat. But he didn't take it away from me. It could get better. It could improve. And in that moment I realized, I said, hey, because I was a little upset. I was like, man, I can't see as well as I used to out of this eye, but I was like, hey, you can still see. We all need to be thankful for what we have. We really do every day. You never know how much time you have left. And not only that, if there's something you want to do, if there's that person you want to call, if there's that news you want to deliver, if you want to give that person a hug, if you want to take that trip, if you want to write that chapter of that book or record that song, start that business, do it today. You know, you can do something today and tomorrow might be your last day. But if you recorded it today, if you did it today, if you started it today, if you completed it today, if you tried it today, that thing that you did could last a lifetime. It could last for the entire humanity of for the entirety of human history. It could. For example, like recording a song or writing a book, starting that business. You know, so be thankful for what you have and take time and opportunities to do what you have to do, even if it doesn't come out right. I'm making these videos for you guys right now. I don't have a script. This isn't planned out. I'm just, you know, riffing off the top of my head. I know the video is not perfect. Of course it could be better. But I realize there may not be another day or an opportunity for me to make this video for you right now. I have today. You know, so even though I want it to be perfect and I would want it to be better, I realize this is a gift that I have right now. The time that I'm even here is limited. It's borrowed time. It's very limited time that we all have. So making this is me fulfilling my obligation to the people and the world to give back what I learned. Maybe a lot of people don't find it important. Maybe another video resonates with you more than this one does. But I have to do it. It's part of who I am. It's part of a life that I lived. And if watching one of these videos maybe makes someone laugh or maybe save someone's life someone day, you know, someone might watch this video and then just remember like, oh yeah, I remember I watched that guy's video online. I don't even remember the guy's name on YouTube. Like, yeah, he was talking about like people diving across. And you know, someone might memorize that one day when they're out driving it and just like, oh, you know what? Just pay a little bit more attention. And they may not have an accident, might save someone's life. That's all I'm doing here. Sure, if I make money from YouTube, that's great. I mean, I could probably use the help right now, sure. But I mean, that's what I'm here doing. And I appreciate all you have watched. I know this is a long video, but like I said, these videos are really therapeutic for me. You know, I don't know if or when I will get back into a semi-truck. I don't know. I have to wait and see what happens with my eye, my vision. I'm glad my appearance is better, but visually it's not what it was. Not yet, because I'm being optimistic and I'm very thankful that the doctors were able to save my vision. Anyway, that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next video. I got some shorts coming up, and I got some traveling videos so you guys can see some of these beautiful spots out here. I'd love for you guys to see it. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Everybody be safe out there. Have a good night.